And then I think I don't know what my problem is lately. I don't know, it's kind of embarrassing. Like with driving, I feel like I'm not as good of a driver as I used to be. I mean, obviously, if I drink a lot and then I'm really hungover the next morning, that's an issue. So I I haven't been like maybe a night a week I drink. I've been drinking enough where it's like, okay, I get drunk and then I'm hungover the next morning.
Okay. Okay.
At least a night a week, maybe two, but it's not all week. So obviously, yeah, when I need to drive like that, that's not ideal. So I don't.
Yes, I think we say that's
When
impaired.
when I'm hungover the next morning, so maybe I purposely do that when I know I don't have to drive somewhere the next morning.
Good. Good.
But
Good.
I felt like even days when I'm not drinking, I just not in this like I can't focus. I don't know what my problem is. I can't focus and drive very. I mean, I drive fine, but I feel like I used to be sharper. You know, I used to be like 100% and and do other things when I drive and still be focused on the road. And now I'm like at 70%.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a
we were talking
confidence.
about driving.
I don't know if it's a confidence thing or because it's not. I'm not driving when I'm hungover and drunk, which I'm limiting, which I wish I didn't even do with the drinking. So but yeah, I feel like I'm at 70% when I drive. I don't know if it's like a blood sugar thing or blood pressure thing, or with all the smoking cigarettes and drinking in general, just overall, I'm less focused. One thing I did that I'm really embarrassed about, like a month ago or something, I was at home alone and I drank to where I was like blackout drunk.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then
Wow.
which I've done that a few times lately
Okay.
over the last couple months.
Oh wow.
I kind of done that like, I don't know, almost once a week, which I'm not proud of.
Ooh.
Yeah, which doesn't seem good for me.
Right.
But I drank too much, and I think I wasn't drinking enough water through that phase too, because I noticed I drink way more water now, and I don't get as messed up when I drink if I'm hydrated.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So probably dehydrated helps me black out easier, and then you don't know what you do. Well, I don't know what I do when I'm black out. I'm still doing stuff. So I drank and I didn't remember it till I got to the cupboard the next day. And then I think I keep drinking alcohol when I'm blacked out. So I'm making it worse because it's right there. And then I smoke and drink and I don't even know I'm doing it.
Okay.
And then I had, like that, like NyQuil is like a sleeping thing you could drink just for sleeping. It was like the generic version of that. I drank like 2/3 of one.
2/3 of a bottle, you saying?
Yeah, like a short bottle of the sleep after being blackout.
Of NyQuil, you're saying?
Yeah, it was a generic version.
The alcohol, and then the drug,
it
whatever.
says don't drink when you take this.
Right.
So I'm freaking already blackout drunk.
Okay.
I think it was just on the table because I got it to help me sleep a night when I wasn't drinking.
Okay.
And I knew I wasn't supposed to. So I was blackout, being stupid, and so I drank like 2/3 a bottle of it, on top of being already blacked out drunk. So I don't know if I did some brain damage or what, but I was really messed up the next day, really, and I knew why because I woke up and I saw I drank all that, and I was so mad at myself. And then I was really unfocused after that. Like it took me a couple days to recover. So I don't know if it's been since that I just can't get my full focus back, and I'm like kind of scared to think I did something that stupid. I don't, maybe deep down I don't really think that damaged me to where
that's not recoverable.
Yeah, but I feel like what's wrong with me that I can't focus when I drive is like more so maybe on the freeway. I'm just like I'm just not 100% like I used to be. I don't know if it's a confidence thing. I don't know what my problem is. So then I'm like more not as excited to get a bike, but I need to get a bike,
I see.
And it's not like I'm actively drinking all the time where that's the issue.
So when you say we're not focused, does that mean you're not aware of the other cars around you or where you are in your lane? quite sure when you're saying I'm not as focused.
It's like I'm not sharp. It's like,
Visually seeing things, or
yeah, that's what I was wondering if I need better
motions.
glasses.
Yeah, that's what I'm
too.
trying to figure out.
I
What,
can't.
what does that mean? I'm not as focused or sharp.
I don't know. I just not. Seems like a confidence thing.
A confidence thing. Okay. And so you feel that you shouldn't be driving, or you can't drive. When you say it's a confidence thing, I'm not sure I'm tracking with that either. Because you know you're.
I just feel like on the freeway, there's so much going on.
Okay. At high speeds.
Yeah.
And then you feel you
Right.
may not be prepared to make quick maneuvers or
No, see, I feel like
brakes.
I don't know. I feel like I just wasn't.
Or just not thinking of driving. Your mind's going somewhere else.
I really focus on driving when I drive, and I
Okay.
really, I mean, I break, I keep my distance. So let's
Okay.
go. We're talking it out because I do all those things, but it's just yet that it's 70%. I don't know what that
So,
means.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to figure out. Yeah.
It's almost like like when you're hungover, you're just kind of out of it, but you can still do stuff. It's like I kind of feel like that, but I'm not
Okay.
hungover because
Okay. Okay.
I will not have drank for a few days. So I don't know. It's just like
Well, things that can affect it obviously are energy. Things that can affect it are eyes, our ability to see the motion, the speed of our own car, the speed of other cars, reflexes. You think your reflexes are still there? Or
yeah, I
they're
think
not
maybe they're toned down a little bit.
toned down?
I feel
Okay.
like I'm not as sharp.
Okay.
I don't know, just kind of.
Or when you get in a car, and I'm just trying to think it through too, trying to think of, okay, if I'm sort of in a lethargic funk zone.
Yeah, it's like I'm always in that
I'm
zone
not going to be as focused.
because I'm not passionate about anything. So that's what I'm thinking. I think I want to go do something. I want to be passionate about something, so I'm all excited to go somewhere. I'm never excited to go anywhere.
Okay. Which affects your driving skills.
Yeah.
So, all right. I mean, this is a good point that when you're down, it affects almost everything, and where you're seeing the effect is in your driving. So, whoa, you know what? I'm not as focused or sharp or the energy or whatever the language is right now, but I notice it in my driving. Maybe it's that way everywhere, but maybe because I'm such a good driver and I want to drive well, and
Yeah.
that's just who I am, that I'm normally like sharp. I drive motorcycles, dirt bikes. I mean, so I know how to drive, and I drive well. and
Yeah.
I'm very sharp, but I know for some reason I'm not there. So maybe generically you're only 70% where
That's.
you
I
should
think
be.
generically I am,
And
but
it's reflective in your driving.
because that's more of a focused thing with all the other
Yeah,
cars and
yes,
safety.
yes.
It's not like I've had any close calls with any cars or anything like
right,
that.
right. But
It's
you
just in my
notice.
head.
You just it's not
It
necessarily.
feels like a confidence
Okay.
thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a state of being rather than maybe a necessary physiology issue, eyes or reflexes. But of course, when we're in a funk, everything gets affected. When we're in a funk, we're just not going to be quote unquote as sharp and react to things.
Yeah, because when I got that third three wheeler, I just was like, I think, oh, if I get a really good bike, I'll be excited to get it. The third three wheeler was like, it was a great buy, but it was like another three wheeler, so I was like, I felt like I was in a funk and all anxious and stressed for no reason. Like, should I get this or not, kind of thing. So I'm thinking, okay, I need to get a good deal bike where I'm excited about it or something. That's like, and I don't want to make too big a deal about anything, like in my head as far as the driving,
But it's a good analysis because you say, where am I not functioning at top of my game? Rise to my top. Where am I not the top game? I notice it in driving, and probably it's pervasive. It's in all that I'm doing. I'm probably only 70%. And why?
It is.
Well, yes, I have stress. That we talked about. I'm in a funk, and yes, I've been drinking too much. So are those going to affect me being at the top of my game? Of course you know they're going to affect it. So at least you're seeing it, and even gone through an analysis of how much is it affecting me. It's
Yeah.
affecting me. It's taking me down by 30% at this point in time. I don't want to go to 65
Yeah.
or 35 or 40%.
And I feel like if I got active, you know,
You'd
it
get it back,
stimulates
yeah.
things, but
Yes.
it's like
Yeah.
I'm not, you know, even when I go for a hike, I just hike really slow, so I don't have to exert like if the dog wants.
You're at
to.
70%.
Yeah, so I'm
So you in the
not.
hike would be at 70%, give or take.
Yeah,
You know, not-
yeah,
not
some, yeah,
exact in
yeah,
size, but it's going to be affected in some way.
yeah.
Okay,
So that's, yeah, I haven't been passionate about.
We come back to that passionate
Anything.
word that is so huge in our lives, you know, and we know that in the marketplace out there that especially the generation of millennials, they see that they don't have passion, and they know the value of passion, and they're kind of stuck in places, whether it's their work or their condition of life, you know, and it's getting them down, you know, and they speak to
Yeah.
it. And unfortunately, other generations just say, bulk up, what's your problem? You know, just go to work, it'll all work out or something. And it's usually not just every millennial, it's the millennial that has the design that you have. But I think the design that you have is just becoming more vocal in terms of your struggles in life.
Yeah.
Where I think other generations, they just kept it, you know, in the closet type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where the millennials are more wearing it out on their sleeves, if you like, and saying, we have these stresses, we have these issues, we have this funk, we want to have a sense of purpose, we want to have some passion, we want to work and make a living, but we want more than working, you know, and making a living, because we know we need it. We know there's a hole in us if that's not there. We know it takes us down to 70% or 80% or 50% or
Yeah.
10%.
It varies. Yeah.
They know that, and yet, you know, other generations are sort of just saying, you know, what's your problem, millennials? And guess what? Their generation had the same problem. It's just again, they said they put it in a closet.
Yeah.
And they you know, they were told, you know, stiff upper lip,
Mm-hmm.
you know, buck up and swallow it or whatever. And this generation saying, no, these are my problems.
Yeah.
Why can't I talk about my problems? And as we were just saying, yes, you need to talk through your problems. Just not talk, but reason through your problems and look for solutions and action plans. So yeah, everything you're talking about, it applies to so many people out there.
Yeah, and I feel like it's things that maybe most people with my design wouldn't want to open up to talk about, even though we're
Exactly
saying
right.
everyone's got something to talk about. A lot of these are, you know, they're like seem like little things to most people, and it's really embarrassing.
Yes.
So
Yes. There's nothing little. If it's impacting you, it's not too little.
yeah,
And we measure it. Well, you know what? I didn't break a leg, so you know I must be a wimp. No. That's not true. It's how it's impacting on us is the key. And yes, one item's going to impact differently on different people, and we're not a wimp because this particular item has high impact on us. Like even from your girlfriend's perspective, the word stupid
yeah,
had high impact on her, and somebody might turn around and say, well, she's pretty stupid if she allows stupid to have that much impact on her that it ruins her day.
mm,
Well, you know what? It does. And you at least, you're sensitive to it and say, well, you know, maybe I shouldn't be using that word if it has that much influence on her. And it's not right or wrong. The fact is it does.
yeah,
And I could just keep doing it,
yeah,
or I can throw more fuel on the fire.
yeah,
You know, so you're saying that, well, I should reduce that word. But somebody could turn around and say to her, well, get a life.
mhm,
So you said stupid. What's the big deal?
yeah,
But that word, for whatever reason, it impacted her, hit a button, you know, and it created a reaction in her, and a negative reaction.
yeah,
So we shouldn't measure the level of impact because we can't.
yeah,
It's different for every person. And that's what you're saying, geez, these seem little. Well, in the spectrum of things, to others, if we measured it, maybe. But they're not little to you, therefore they're extremely important. And all those people out there, those little things,
yeah,
I hope they see that they're not wimps because that has power on them.